there and welcome. Today we're taking a full look at Nerf's newest Gelfire blaster, the Legion. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Included in the box is the blaster itself, the 130 round hopper, eye protection, 5,000 Gelfire rounds, and the instructions. Now with the blaster out of the box, let's go over the Legion. Now first off, this grip was designed very well. It feels incredibly comfortable. The blaster features two rival/hyper style rails, one right here and one right here. Now the safety is right below the trigger well. In the rear position, you are locked, and in the forward position, you are okay to fire. Now unlike the Mythic, the Legion is not electronic. It is a manual springer, so the priming handle is right back here. Now this is actually a really cool priming handle. You can prime it using two fingers from the top, like this. But on both the right and left side, it is also textured. So you can also very easily prime it like this. And if you look right here, there's a hole that goes all the way through, and I'm sure you could attach some kind of lanyard or strap and prime this off your shoulder, which is really cool. There is a priming indicator that can be found right here, which turns orange when you prime the blaster. Up on top is our 130 round hopper. Now pretty much exactly like the Mythic, the hopper can be removed by turning it counterclockwise and pulling up. And the really cool thing is this 130 round hopper will work in the Mythic, and the Mythic's 800 round hopper will work in the Legion. As you can see, the Mythic's 800 round hopper works just fine in this blaster, and you get a major capacity boost. Now if you are interested in this hopper, you can actually get it separate from the Mythic. You can get the same 800 round hopper in this pack along with 20,000 rounds, and I think this retails for around $13, so it's a pretty good deal if you just want the hopper and not the Mythic. Now on the front of the blaster, we do actually have a barrel attachment point, but it is not an N-Strike barrel attachment point, but it is compatible with the barrel from the Mythic. Now that locks on just fine and gives you a very cool profile. I hope this becomes standard for Nerf's Gelfire blasters. Now that we've gone over the Legion, let's take this thing outside and grab some chronograph numbers. Now before we grab our chronograph numbers, I forgot to mention this blaster does have slam fire, and it's very strange. Now to fire single shots, you pull the priming handle all the way back, and you can release because there's a return spring. And pull the trigger, and you can repeat that. But the slam fire is very interesting to me. I was expecting it to be more like a strong arm or disruptor, in that you would hold down the trigger, and every time you pulled all the way back, it would fire, and then you reset it and then pull back again and it would fire. But if I hold down the trigger and pull the priming slide back, nothing happens. Like a rampage, it fires when it hits the forward position. Now the big difference between this blaster and something like a rampage is that this one has a return spring. So instead of pushing the slide forward, it gets pulled forward, and it gives it a very unique feel. So slam fire looks something like this. So that's how you fire it. Now let's grab our data. 97, that's very low. 106, 95, 88, 99, 107, 123, that's better. 50, that's very strange. 63. Let me try some slam fire. 131, 115, 107, 126, 120, 126, 110, error, 135, 102, 120. So for whatever reason, in my testing, while you're slam firing, you're getting better performance on average than you are in single fire. Let me just fire a couple more in single fire to see if it goes back down. Error, 126, 90, 138. So that performance was very confusing to me. The consistency was not there at all. It seemed like we were hitting much lower in single fire, but then I went back and shot some more in single fire and we got some higher numbers. So I don't really know what's up with that. These rounds are at their full size. They've been soaking overnight. Now maybe this could have something to do with the temperature. It is only around 36 degrees where I am. Now let's fire some rounds downrange. So those ranges were a bit inconsistent, very comparable to the Mythic, sometimes firing further than the Mythic, and then sometimes falling flat compared to the Mythic. So what are my final thoughts on the Gelfire Legion? So I think the biggest problem with the blaster that I'm seeing today is the consistency. Now, if that inconsistency is being caused by the temperature, I can't really properly judge the performance of the Legion. Like the Mythic, the blaster looks absolutely awesome, the grip is very well designed, and overall, using this blaster is a great experience. I absolutely love the hopper compatibility. The fact that you can use the Mythic's 800 round hopper and potentially more hoppers that they'll release in the future with the Legion is really, really cool. Now, along the same lines of cross compatibility, I absolutely love the addition of the Mythic's barrel lug. I really love that you can use the Mythic's barrel on this thing and give it a really cool profile, and I hope this becomes standard so we can use barrels that they make in the future with the Legion. The priming stroke is very short and smooth on the Legion, which makes firing this blaster an absolute breeze, especially in slamfire. Overall, I'm actually really enjoying the Legion. So those were my thoughts on the new 2023 Gelfire Legion. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching, and happy nerfing.